Hey Flosstube, it is Michelle from Made by Michelle McGraw. It is October 12th, 2022, and this is Flosstube number 77. First, a big shout out to my favorite nephew, Grayson. It is his 16th birthday today, so happy birthday, Grayson. I have been busy. We've had 2 trips since the last time I was here. My youngest also got his driver's license. He turned 16 on October 1st. Got his driver's license, got his new to him truck. Little crazy to have all kids driving now, which means more vehicles in my driveway. Yeah. It must look like 25 people live in my house. My middle son has technically 4 vehicles. One is the truck we bought him. One is his, it's like a mechanic's truck, a work truck. One is a truck he bought, and then another one that he bought that he's going to fix and resell. So he has 4 vehicles. These boys are ridiculous. So anyhow, we went on 2 different trips to pick stuff up. Sammy's trying to get into a bag. Sammy, stop. She's not normally like that. We haven't been here a lot, so the dogs and the cat are very clingy. Even though Sammy doesn't act like a normal cat, there she goes. She does every once in a while want to be around me. So anyhow, we went on 2 different trips to pick up equipment, and our last one just got back on Monday. So we were to the first trip, we were in Kentucky, Tennessee. I'm trying to think where else. Kentucky, Tennessee. Those were the only 2 ones. And then we came home, and then we were back out just a couple days later, and we went back to Tennessee. We bought a trailer while we were out the first time, brought half of it back on that load. It's a long trailer so you can haul heavy equipment on it and make it longer, and it has all different kinds of stuff to it. So we went this last time to pick up the rest of the trailer, took that trailer to Missouri to pick up a conveyor. And so that was a permitted heavy haul, overweight, over length load that we brought back. So that was, Missouri is 16 hours from us. So that was a long trip. Because it was permitted, you're not allowed in most states. I think in Indiana, we could run at night. Most states, you can't run past sunset. So that kind of restricts how long you can run and all of that good stuff. But we are home. I know my husband has one more trip that he has to get another conveyor out of Michigan, but there's a holdup on that, and we have to wait for a certain time to go get it. So, and I don't know if I'm going on that one or not. So, but I do stitch in the truck. I have done some finishing. I have tons of stash to show. I have an exchange to show. So let's jump in and get started with the stitching. Excuse me, I'm a little gunky. It is fall, allergies in North Carolina. Either you're allergic in the summertime or in the spring, or you're allergic in the fall. I'm allergic in the fall. I don't know what's out there, tons of stuff. That's what I'm allergic to. So excuse me if I cough or whatever. All right, so the first finish is, I started finishing it last time on the video, but I didn't show it because I didn't have a bow on it. I didn't have it totally fully finished. So I didn't show it, but now I can. So it is Little Horror Series Jack the Ripper from the Little Stitcher. So it's a PDF chart, so I just put it in a page protector. And I really liked this for Halloween, and this is my finish. So this is a little chalkboard from Target. I think it was like $3. I had it in my stash. I mounted both pieces on mat board. Now, as you can see down here, here's my flaw. The gingham, I should have angled my gingham because I got off a little bit here in pulling it. Oh well. So we'll just move on. But if you do finish on gingham, and I love gingham, that's always the hard part, is making sure it lines up and it did get off. I had to lace this one because I cut it for a pillow and then realized I had this and I wanted to use this. So I kind of changed my plans for it. And so the only way to get it to fit was to lace it. So I did end up lacing it, which took a little bit longer, but it was fine. So I finished it with a bow up on top. And then there's another little bow hanging this little galvanized pumpkin on there. I think you can see that. And there is the finish. And that's from Little Stitcher. So because of this, it does stand up on my stand really nice. So that's what I liked about that. So it gives me some different heights. Sorry, I might bump you slightly. Okay. I'm going to save that. Let me show. I didn't bring the chart for these. So these are the new chart from Prairie Schooler, a very mini surprise, I think is what it's called. And I stitched these for my children's ornaments. So if you haven't followed me before, or this is the first time you're joining, I do ornaments for my kids. This year, my goal was to do 4 ornaments for my kids, each kid. I have 3 kids. I also did some for my son's girlfriend. So I've done her a set of 4 as well. Every set kind of had a category for me. So the last 2, and you'll see some of those today, were religious and then just Christmas. Christmas generally is a Prairie Schooler, or it has been the last 2 years. So when these little Santas came out, I was like, oh my gosh, these are perfect. I'm just gonna pick 4 that I like and stitch them. And that's what I did. So I've showed these finished or stitched. Let me put a whiteboard behind it so you can see a little bit better. I'm sorry, it's really dark and overcast today, and I'm playing with some lighting. So this is the first one. They're all out of the same book. I finished them all exactly the same. So they have eyelet trim, and I'm not sure if you can see that. Let me see if I can get something dark behind it. Of course, I don't have anything dark up here. Let me see if I can put my hand. There's the eyelet trim. You can see a little bit. I think it's called eyelash trim or something like that. It's from Lady Dot. I think the color is vintage in the eyelash. And I had that in my stash. I did stitch these on 14 count Picture This Plus Murky. And then I finished them all in the same fabric, backing fabric. And I finished them with a little button up here to put the hanger on. Their initials are always stitched on a little piece of Murky and glued on there. That was a tip from Vanna Pfeiffer. I love that tip. You can easily do that with a little scrap of your fabric as you're finishing them. And I put their initials on there for 2 reasons, being that I want to know whose ornaments are whose, because you think you will remember which ornament you chose for each child. And if you have, if you're like me, if you had 1 kid, you wouldn't remember. I have 3, I'm doing 1 for 4. I feel like Kenzie's my kid too. I wouldn't remember whose they are. So I always put their initials on it. And then I also put my label on it. So they're all finished the same way. And as you can see, these are 14 count. These little Santas are mini. I would say this is 3 by 2, maybe. Not having a measuring, that's kind of how big they are on 14 count. So they're a nice little ornament to do. So if you need, and they stitch up really quick. So if you need an ornament, perfect for that. This is the next one. I did stitch the year to the front. I just wanted it on there. So that's the little Santa on skates, finished the same way, initials on the back. Let me move these out of the way. Here's the next one. I really liked him because he was way different from the other ones. Just really cute. Once again, I added the year. That is not in the chart, but I just backstitched it on there. And there's the back. And then the last one. I think there's 7 patterns on that book. I'm not 100% sure how many are in that book. Hold on, I'll show them all together. I didn't think about that. I'll stick them on my fingers. I didn't put any big bows on here. because they are small, I didn't want it to be overwhelmed. Whoops. Well, they're not going to cooperate and hang all the same way, but there they all are together. So that is one set of ornaments for everybody. And that was just the Christmas themed ones, but they were perfect for my ornaments this time. Okay, the next finish that I have is a banner. Now, I don't have it. Whoops, I got two banners hooked together. Hold on. Let me show this one first, and then I'll show the next one. This is Tiny Modernist's Autumn Bell Pull. Now, I used in spirit of the called for colors, but I just used what I had in stash. So I just picked through my stash and picked. I think I brightened up some of the colors. So like this green is what I would call like a minty green. On the picture, that's what it looks like. When you pull the called for, it's actually not. So I kept it kind of looking like what the front cover looked like. So here's the banner. I'll come in close and show it all. Super cute. Here's my backing fabric. And I do have this one on a hanger already. So this will go up after Halloween, because I have Halloween rules up. Sorry. And I'll put that up for fall. So that is Tiny Modernist Autumn Bell Pull. That was stitched on, it's a Lugana. I think it's 28 count Lugana, I think is what I stitched it on. I think it's a color and cotton Lugana, so it would be a 28 count because that's what I get from their club. All right, the next one I finished, I had to order a new hanger. The hanger that I had was only, it was slightly too small, so I ordered a bigger hanger. I have it on a regular pants hanger to show you, but it will go on a fancy hanger when it comes. So there's my pelt. All right, so let me show it first, and then I will give you details and go up close. This is Prairie Schooler Christmas Samplers. Now, I love the Manger one as well, so this is on my list to do one time, but I did this one, which is the night before Christmas. I love this one too. And let me show you up close. So this, these bell pulls, I showed this finished before, but not fully finished. So they are 180 high by 81 wide. I wanted it a little bit bigger, so I stitched mine over 2 on 18 count Picture This Plus Murky. So you probably can't tell, but it's stitched over 2. That way it just was a little bit bigger. And I love this one. So this one will go up for Christmas. I didn't have a Christmas banner yet, and I was super excited to do that one. So, here's the backing fabric. Stitching with the Housewives, whatever red that is. It matched the closest to the front. So you can kind of see. Not that you see the back when the front's being shown, but I liked it to coordinate kind of. So I did that one. Okay. Now, the next thing that I'm going to talk about, I'm going to show my exchange. I will put pictures of my exchange that I stitched. We did it last year. There were some friends that did an exchange. Our theme last year was Christmas. This year we did Halloween. Last year, Elizabeth Ann Can Stitch organized it. This year, Helen D organized it. So we had Halloween. So Helen pulled everybody's names and you got who you were supposed to stitch for. I will show you what I received in just a second. I'll talk about what I stitched, and I forgot to take a video, so I will put the pictures up on my Instagram in the next couple days and you can check out it there. I stitched, my exchange was Jennifer from Whistle Stop Stitcher, and I stitched a portion of the Trick or Treat chart from Prairie Schooler. So the portion that I stitched was right up here. So I didn't do the whole chart. It's supposed to be a small finish, not a huge finish. So I just did a portion of it. Super fun, love stitching it. And I'll put pictures up there of my finish because I didn't do a video. So I will show you that. Jennifer did receive it, so I can post mine. Now, my exchange, who got my name, was Helen D. So did not know that, super surprised. Let me show you some of the small goodies first, and then I'll show you the stitching. So she sent some charms, some Halloween charms. Super cute. She sent some glitter. These are ghosts, I think. Yes, they're ghosts. So these would be super cute to tack onto like a little button. You can't really see them on camera, but totally cute. It was beautifully wrapped, and it also had this pumpkin bell, which I will be saving for a finish. Okay, which one next do I show you? Because I am blown away. Gosh, they're all so great. Let me show you the non-stitching. So this is a little crocheted Halloween pal. If you don't watch Helen D, she has showed these little crocheted Halloween pals before. She has different, well, I think she has some for other seasons too. I always thought they were adorable. She always puts them next to her little finishes. They're so cute. I believe she said her mother crocheted this. I believe it's crocheting. I don't think this is knitting. I am not an expert on crocheting or knitting, but it is adorable. Oh my gosh, I love it. I literally had to go collect this stuff to show you guys because I have it already on my stand. I've already been displaying it. I've already been enjoying it. Love it. So he has been sitting, she has a bow. She has a bow. I think that's a bow. So we'll call her a she. Has been sitting on my stand next to my Halloween finishes, and I love, love, love it. The next finish, Helen knocked it out of the park. So it's a little Voda holder, a little spider Voda holder. How cute is that? How adorably cute. I think she said that she's going to do a little tutorial on the next one that she does, because she said there's some other themed ones that she found, and she's going to do, she said she treated it just like a little tart pan in there. How adorable. So he has been on my stand. I love, love, love that. Helen definitely has challenged my finishing, like to look at different supplies. So she talked about it in her last Flosstube, I think. I'm behind on Flosstubes and I'm catching up because I've been traveling. So I think it's her last one that she talked about it. And so go check Helen D out. Now, the last part that she did was her bigger finish. Adorable. First of all, this is immaculately finished. Look how flat that is. When I say flat, I mean it is stuffed, but it's nice and even and flat. And that's something that I work with. That's something that when I'm finishing, I try to get a nice flat, though stuffed finish. This is phenomenal. Phenomenal. Love it with the bat fabric. So cute. Her little pom-poms on there. Adorable. Helen knocked it out of the park. I love everything. Go check out her Flosstube because she has a little bit more detail. I think she says what material she used, and then she talks about the little Voda finish. And I think she said that she's going to do a tutorial, or we'll see more coming up. Either way, brilliant. Brilliant. So it's been so much fun in our group to see everybody's exchanges and what they got. I wanted to hold mine until I could show it to you guys, and then I'll post pictures on Instagram as well. But I just have enjoyed it. And not just did I enjoy stitching what I stitched, not did I just enjoy receiving my exchange, but I've enjoyed seeing everybody's exchange because everybody wants to customize something for the recipient. I know that I went through Jennifer's Instagram, and I was like, okay, so this is kind of her style. You know, you don't want to stitch something that's way out of, like, I like tons of different Halloween. But like, I didn't see cutesy frosted pumpkin on her feed. Okay, maybe that's not Jennifer's style. So I'm gonna go with what is kind of their style. So that's why I went with a Prairie Schooler. She said we could also make comments on like what we liked. And she said she liked witches. She had a couple different things in there. So I was like, done, this is it. Although I had a hard time picking. I had a couple different choices. I ended up going with the Prairie Schooler, loved stitching it. And so hopefully everybody, they've just been phenomenal finishes. Just everybody has been, one of the girls has a cat. Somebody did a finish with a cat on it. It was so cute. A pattern with a cat on it. It was adorable. So it's so nice when you have a group that they're really trying to outdo themselves. They're really trying to let the recipient love what they have. And that's been a lot of fun, not just to receive and to stitch, but to see what the other people are getting. So that has been a lot of fun. Thank you, Helen, this year. Thank you, Elizabeth Ann, for organizing that and for coming up with the idea. I've enjoyed it a lot. So, all right. We're going to move on to finishes, although they're not fully finished. So I have the first three I'm going to show you are from this book. It's a JBW design. Twas the Night Ornaments. Okay, so there's 3 little ornaments. Now this is a set. This is book 1. This is, hold on, book 2. This is book 3. And then this is book 4. So it does the story of the night before Christmas, divided up. I did the first book. Now I will tell you, these are super fast. Let me see the dimensions. 39 by 39. So super quick. They have a little bit of back stitching. I did not have any of the charms, so I substituted. There's one that I might have a charm to fit it, but I'm not 100% sure. I'm gonna look in my stash. If not, it's just not gonna have the charm because I didn't buy the charms. These are really, really great. If you wanted to make a series for, like, let's say your kids, these are quick. If you wanted to do an ornament set for your tree and kind of all coordinate, super quick. I really, really enjoyed these. I will be saving these books. Because I feel like it's something that I could do, you know, maybe next year, do them for my kids and do the whole story for them eventually. All right, so let's start with the first one. And this, I stitched these on 14 count Picture This Plus Murky. And this is the first one. Now, it was supposed to have some stars that were charms and a moon. I just stitched stars in there, called it done. This one, the stockings were hung. This one is the one that I'm gonna look to see if I have a charm. There's a little cat down here, and I'm gonna look and see if I have a little cat charm to put on there. If I do, I'll stick it on there. If I don't, then I don't. No big deal. And then the last one are the children were nestled. This one had charms. I'll show you. These up here, you can barely see them. They're little candy, and those were the charms. I just backstitched the candy on. That's all I did. I did fill in their faces on this one. Their faces were not intended to be filled. Now, I didn't backstitch their faces because that's not called for. I filled it in with flesh color because my fabric was so dark. It didn't look right, so I filled it in so it looked like 2 little kids in the bed. Little simple finish. All right, so those will be ornaments for my tree, and I do want to continue doing the whole set of them. All right, the next finishes that I have, there's 2 of them, and they come from Prairie Schooler Santa Rides. So I initially started this one down here in the truck. I started that in 2021. I didn't finish them, but I finally finished them. So I'm not sure how I'm going to fully finish these. Love these. I did stitch with the called for colors. Now that yellow is not showing up on there with my lighting there. You can kind of see it. It shows up better in person. It's the lighting today. I did put my initials in the year on there that I finished him. So I originally thought that I would do the whole series and then do them pillows for like one of my stands, but I'm not sure that I'm going to do that. I kind of want to do them as ornaments because I really like them. But I don't know. The second finish that I did out of the book was the balloon. I'm kind of obsessed with Santas and balloons. I don't know why. I just think they're neat. Once again, that yellow isn't showing up, but it does in person. If I had better lighting today, you could see it better. No, that's worse. I love these. Love, 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 love them. I do want to continue and finish the rest of them in the book. I love the boat too and the train. I love that. I did put my initials. Now, I didn't show that on this one. Let me show you. My initials are down here. The year is in here. So I kind of hid the year on that one. But I love those. So that will go back into my bag and I'll continue working on those to finish those up. All right, the next one that I finished, I don't think I showed you this one before. So I'm gonna show it now, although I might have showed it before, I'm not 100% sure. This is Homespun Collectibles. I don't think it has a name. Yeah, it's just Mr. and Mrs. Claus. This is an old pattern. I literally got it off Stash and Load. I think there was a $1 sticker. Yep, there's a $1 sticker on it right there. Isn't that cute? I did change this to some variegated floss for the green and the red, but everything else I pretty much kept the same. I just brightened it a little bit from the called for. It is stitched on 18 count Picture This Plus Murky. I love Mr. and Mrs. Claus, so this was super cute. So that was one that quickly stitched up. And I might have showed that last Flosstube. I wasn't 100% sure, so you get to see it twice if I did. Okay, the next two are part of the religious ones that I wanted to do for my kids. And these are for Kyle and his girlfriend for their Christmas tree. It comes from, and I'm not gonna try to say the name because I always mess it up, but it is Love Angels and Holy Night. And very rarely do I stitch both in a chart like this, but I loved them. They stitch up really quick and I loved how it turned out. Now I used 14 count microscope from Fabric Flare. This was a scrap that I had and I'm going to cut these apart obviously, but there's the angel with the charm and it says Love Angels, and this is Holy Night with the charm as well. So I will finish these as ornaments. I liked the fact that they matched for their tree, that they kind of get something that coordinated. So I did both of them for them. So that was their religious ornaments. And this one, now this is a weird deal because when I see this chart, I see this is from Country Cottage Needleworks, the Nativity. It's a really pretty vertical piece, but I always see this really brightly colored. Or I thought it was from the front of the chart. It's not, it's actually more muted than I thought, which I like. I did just the bottom section of this, which is the manger part. I did leave off the words. This is for one of the ornaments for my kids, and I stitched this on a scrap piece of fabric that I had. So it is an opalescent fabric, as you can kind of see, and there's the manger. I loved how it turned out, and it was a super cute little ornament. So I liked that. A lot of times if I'm doing kind of these offshoot ornaments for my kids, I like to go through my drawer of scrap fabric and just pick something out and use it. Unless it doesn't kind of match anything. And then my go-to is Picture This Plus Murky. So the last ornament that I did was Come Let Us Adore Him from Lizzie Kate. And I did not use Called For, but I used In the Spirit of Called For. I just dug through my stash and picked out stuff. So this was done on Picture This Plus Murky. There, you can kind of see the back stitching around him. These are hearts. Gosh, this lighting is bad today. So that's one of the ornaments as well. That's a little big than I wanted. I probably should have done it on 18 count, but I already started it and I was like, oh well. Okay, the last finish that I have that's not fully finished is an ornament for my tree, and it is from the Snowflower Diaries Corgi Love. So this is a pattern I showed after the queen died of one of the patterns that I really liked. I decided to do an ornament. I wanted it small, so I did leave the flowers off and the grass off. So I stitched mine on 18 count Picture This Plus Murky. And I did, let me show. You're not gonna be able to tell, especially today with the light. I put beading, this is beading, and then this is beading up here on her crown. Don't think it's gonna show up. That's the only thing I changed. I did put her life years down here. So I really like that. I'm gonna finish her into a little ornament as a remembrance of, she passed away in 2022. So that would be a cute ornament for the future to have on my tree. So went ahead and stitched that up. Okay, whips. Let's see, how are we doing on time? Oh, okay, whips. I have a couple of them. I have started the last and final ornament that I need to do for people in my family, and this is for my niece. So I had another pattern picked out. It was a 3 or 2-dimensional Draco Malfoy from a designer on Etsy. Super cute, except it was done on either plastic canvas or perforated paper. Now, I don't mind stitching on those. It's not my favorite, but I don't mind it. The problem being is she is a college student and moving, you know, she moves, she lives in an apartment. I didn't think perforated paper or plastic canvas was the best because with those, you do need to store them flat or they'll bend and stuff like that. So I thought, I really want to do a durable finish for her. So I couldn't quite make it work out because like his hands moved, his feet moved, he was two-sided. I couldn't quite work it out to stitch it on regular fabric. So I decided I would hold that off, maybe a future finish for her. But she is a Draco Malfoy fan on Harry Potter. She has a little Harry Potter tree. And I thought, okay, then I'm gonna stick with Harry Potter for her. And I used Good Morning Maui Harry 1 is the pattern. I don't know why it's called 1, but it is. And you can see the pattern. Now, I'm not doing the whole pattern because it would be huge. I am doing Draco Malfoy with the sorting hat on. So here's my start. It's not much, but I started it. It will not take long to stitch up, and then I will fully finish that for her. The great thing is all the characters in here will make adorable pillows for her in the future. So I have several ornaments picked out for her already. Okay, my next one, this is one that I started before my last Flosstube, but I forgot to bring it in, so I didn't show you. I haven't worked on it since, so I could show you it as a whip. I'm trying to find the pattern. This is my Hometown Holidays bag. I don't think the pattern's in there. Let's see. And I have all the patterns together in one bag with fabric, all the floss for them, And it's all in there. So when it's time to stitch a Hometown Holidays, I grab the bag and I start stitching. And where is this pattern at? Let me see if it's in my pattern holder. I have a working copy. Okay, so I don't know where my original pattern, let me see if it's down at the bottom. Oh, here it is, I bet you. Of course, down way at the bottom of the bag. So this is Hometown Holidays Tree Lot. And I've stitched, my goal for this year was to stitch 3 more from the Hometown Holiday series. This is my second one. So I'll show you my progress. Not fantastic, but not bad. I have a lot more work to do though. So that one is a whip. I need to finish that one. I am going to my friend's house up in Raleigh. Raleigh is about 2.5 hours from my house this weekend for crafting. And I think this is one project that I'm going to take with me because I have the whole bag, everything's there. And so that's not a hard stitch to do. I was thinking I was going to take the Nativity set with me that I've been working on, but that's blends and I just don't think with talking that's a good project for me. So I don't think I'm going to take that one. Okay. Now, let's see. Oh, here's my JBW design bag. I just grabbed this up and took it with me on this last road trip. I grabbed a bunch of JBW patterns and I figured I would stitch what I could get to. That's when I did the night before Christmas, but I thought maybe anybody would be interested in some JBW ornaments. The Proper Stitcher and Finally a Farm Girl are doing a SAL with JBW ornaments. And so if you do one, use the hashtag, I think it's JBW Designs SAL or ornaments. Check out Proper Stitcher or Finally a Farm Girl because they have the details of that. So here are some books that I stuck in here. I really want to do, let me see here, this one that has the train around. I just always think a train at Christmas time, and we used to have a train. I never had one of the fancy trains. I had a train that my kids could play with. So like we got like an electric Thomas, a battery operated Thomas the Train, and we had all like buildings around it when they were little that they could play with around the Christmas tree. But it was like a special Thomas that only came out at Christmas. So I never wanted something that they couldn't touch because my kids would touch it a lot. That's what my kids would do. Okay, let me show you some of these. I'm trying to organize them so they're kind of similar together. That's really big, isn't it? That's it. Okay. So JBW has some really cute patterns. Like here's some stockings that are really cute you can do. And these are mini, so they don't have to be functioning stockings. They can just be a stocking shaped finish. Really cute. She has Christmas Village, and I feel like I have more of these, but I apparently don't. So this is Christmas Village 1 and Christmas Village 4. So really cute little houses. She also has 12 Days of Christmas. So this is book 1. Book 2. Book 3. And then book 4. So that's another cute little set you could do for somebody. And then these, I think this is a new release, the Petite Christmas Cottages. I think she released these this year. I adore these. These are so cute. And then these are French Christmas tags, and I just think they're really, really cute. I love the door. I don't know why, I just think that's so cute. So those are some that I have in this JBW bag, and I'm just gonna stick them in there and pull from them when I can. All right, the next one that I worked on, and I probably shouldn't even show this. I don't really have good progress. So I took this on the trip with me to do the next part of the Under the Sea sow. That did not work out well. The next part is these otters and these fish and all of these waves. Well, it was a great plan, except it was extremely hard to stitch on dark fabric in the truck while it was moving, and it just never happened. So I got, like, literally, I'm in the midst of the waves. Yeah, so I need to finish that. The new part comes out around the 20th of each month, so I need to get caught up and get that part done. This has been a very easy sow to stay up with, so I really, really have enjoyed that. All right, and my last whip is a Prairie Schooler Santa. Now, let me see, I know where my chart is here. Okay, so it is the 2017 Prairie Schooler Santa with the polar bear. I had originally started this and with the called for, because that's what I always do. I saw somebody on Instagram. I don't remember who it was now. I have it flagged in my favorites because I loved it so much, where she stitched it with blue. Now she used a variegated blue. I decided I wanted to stitch the Santa in blue because it went so well with the polar bear. Just knocked me out. I loved it. I stuck with using what was called for in all of the Santas. So I have this big bag, and it is my Prairie Schooler bag. It's double-sided. I have fabric in here. I have a whole yard. Here is all of the floss. This is full of floss that goes with the Santas. And all of the yearly Santas. There's also some other smaller charts in here, or different charts, like the World Santas. Oh, I think I have the very merry mini, what is it called? A merry mini surprise. That's also in this bag too, because it's Prairie Schooler Santas. So I stick all the Prairie Schooler Santas, Old World, the yearly, they're all in this bag. And I've pulled the colors for them. That's all the floss. So when I wanted to change it to blue, I wanted to change it to a blue that was used in the Prairie Schooler charts in some manner. So I had two blues to choose from. I think it was 924 and 930. And I went with 930. It was slightly, I don't know, it just was brighter, I think. So I went with 930. This is my progress that I have so far. And there's the original. Now, I don't normally change a Prairie Schooler, but keeping it using the same colors that are in the chart, everything still goes together because it's what Prairie Schooler chart, and it's way brighter blue than that. This is just bad lighting. So it still all matches. Now, I did change the color around his trim. Was supposed to be green, and I changed it to gray. Once again, I used a color gray that was in the charts already. So not in this chart, but in other charts. I think the gray is 648 that I chose because his mittens are 844. So I needed them to stand out from his mittens too. All right, let's just put this back in there. So those are my whips. And I think that is everything on that. So let's go into some stash that I have. So I have a bunch of different things to show. I'll do the big things first. So this is a Fat Quarter bundle from Fat Quarter Shop. This is B ginghams from Riley Blake. And if you can see, it's all different kinds of gingham. I'm a huge gingham fan for finishing. If you don't have the perfect, like, themed fabric, let's say at Christmas you want Santas or something and you don't, it doesn't match. a lot of times I can come in here and use a red or a green and get a good finish from it. So these kind of bundles are really, really useful for me. So I picked that up. Okay, I'm gonna take some of this and put it up here because I think it's fixing to fall. And if I can remember where I got it from, I will tell you. If not, it is 123 Stitch, a Stash Unload group, or Fat Quarter Shop. This is Chantel 141 Designs. Now, this is the wooden piece. She created this. It's like a wooden easel, small easel for Tiny Town. And it fits in there. All the Tiny Towns would fit. So I bought that because I do want to do the Tiny Towns, although I haven't stitched any of them yet. True story. Okay. This is Fiber on the Whim. Foam bean? That sounds weird. No, beanstalk. Beanstalk. Pretty color, 18 count. That was on Picture This Plus, so I threw that on an order because Fiber on the Whim and Picture This Plus are my favorite Adas. I like a soft Ada, and those two are the softest that I found, and I love using those. So I picked up some 18 count. This is the November kit from Hilltop Cross Stitch Club from Pine Mountain Designs. Adorable. Now, I got this a little late. Well, not late. I've gotten this past the time that I've stitched fall. So I have all of these kits ready to go next year, and I will stitch them throughout. I love this. This is a sold out club on their website, but you can get the PDF of just the chart on Fat Quarter Shop's blog. I got this chart similar to the ones that I stitch for my kids. This one is Love to Nurse, and it has some little charms, and I actually am going to stitch that for my middle son's girlfriend. She's going to CNA school, so I thought she would like that as a little ornament for her. All right, this is Crochet Go-Go, and that's not how you say it, but these are super cute little designs that I think would be adorable on a little mini Christmas tree. This one, Crochet Go-Go, this is a 12 Christmas vintage series. I don't know what this one's called. It just says Artwork 6. But once again, love that. I've gotten several of these, and then she just came out with some more that I got as PDFs. I'll show those in a little bit. This is Stash Unload. This was a magazine chart. This is actually, who designed this chart? Emma Coggin. I knew as soon as I saw it, that was her design. Super cute. It was $1. Magazines, if you can get a seller that's selling older magazines and they'll have like the magazine chart for like $1, to me, it's perfect because it's $1. It's a chart for $1. These are the Christmas sweaters from Lila Stitches, Lila, I'm not sure how you say it. I've heard it pronounced different ways. Vanna Pfeiffer she did the original finishing for these. I think the finishing on this would be extremely hard due to these in here. I think it would be hard. She is finishing them on perforated paper, and then I think she said she's going to do a video of like how to finish them normal and then perforated paper. I think perforated paper is the key for these. Brilliant idea from Vanna. I liked those. I got those charts. That was part of the market releases or whatever that finally came in. Here is another piece of Fiber on the Whim. Let me see if I can see a color on here. I don't know the color. I can't read it. Really pretty though. 18 count. Okay, this is Needle Notions Elfland. Now, I really liked the stand-up elf on him. So if you wanted a kind of a different stand-up, he would be super cute to do for Christmas. these are kind of they go together. So they are the Nutcracker, and this is, I got this on 123 Stitch. These are some foreign named designers, so I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce their names. So I just, the Mouse King, the Nutcracker. So anyhow, I bought those, 123 Stitch. This is Nutcracker Tree from Tiny Modernist. Now, I think these would be really cute as individual ornaments. Once again, these are some of the new releases that came out. These are from Teresa Kogert, the Stars one. She had 2 or 3 last year that was in this Stars, and I think she said that she has more coming up. I've not stitched one, but I really want to, and Vanna Pfeiffer has a star finishing tutorial, so I need to watch that. Here's another one that I ordered, Whimsy Witch Angry House. I love this one. Love it. Teresa Kogert. I'm going to have a lot of Teresa Kogert next year for Halloween because she was amazing. Kogut. Sorry. I think I say Kogert a lot, but sorry. It's my pronunciation. Sorry. All right. Silver Creek Samplers for Unto Us. Adorable. And this isn't that big. This is 88 by 56. So very, very pretty. If you stitch this on small count, it would be really cute as a ornament. This was another monster one. I showed some monsters that I got last time. Some more. Little House Needlework Autumn Petites. Now, I ordered this chart, and I think they have some Thanksgiving Petites coming out. If you can see the finish, see how it's on a fabric and a tag? This is brilliant. Starry Night Studios on Etsy. And I got this tip from Helen D. She talks about it in her last Flosstube. Starry Night Studios sells these blanks that basically you're just going to mount your stitching and then you're going to glue it to the tag and the finishing fabric, which is already provided by Starry Night Studios. Brilliant. Brilliant. If you're not great at flat folds, which I'm not, I'm trying to get better. That was something I really wanted to work on this year. It's a great cheat, if you want to say. If you're not great on easel stand-ups, Starry Night Studios has them. And you can order a size that would fit. Like she had, I was looking, she has a couple different categories of sizes. Loved it. Starry Night Studios on Etsy. She is brilliant. I have liked her on Facebook or on Instagram and followed her, and her finishing is beautiful. I did not realize that she sells these blanks that you can get and mount your flat finishes on, and the easel is already done. You can pick your fabric. You can pick your size that would match your project the best. That is brilliant. That is brilliant. So if you're not great at finishing or you're afraid to try, maybe that's a good starting point, because then all you have to do is mount your stitching and then put it on the blanks, so to speak. Go check out Starry Night Studios. It's Starry with 2 R's. This is Kringle Flying Academy from Silver Creek Samplers. Oops. Adorable. And my favorite book is Hello Halloween from Teresa Kogert. I said it right that time. This is an amazing book. An amazing book. I can't show you a lot of it, but not only do you have the sampler, but you have other patterns in here. This is so worth it. Amazing. Amazing. This is a great book. Well worth the money. All right, so some of these are on Stash and Load, and I just wanted to show you a variety of patterns that I found. Now, when I wanted to do religious ones for my kids, now the sun comes out. It was hard for me to find some religious ones. I had to dig. I had to find, I wanted to do them all for like the same. I realized that wasn't going to work. But I have found some now that I really like. So these are magazine patterns that I've paid like $1 for off of Stash Unloading. Look at these. They're fantastic. I love those. And these are small. These are, let's see if they have a stitch count. 34 by 34. I mean, super quick, simple, would be adorable. Now, some of these, I had some other ones that I found. I can't show you them because they don't have the cover page, and it would be just showing you a chart, and I can't do that. So, this one, I would love to show you the whole thing, and I don't see the picture. Okay, so for this one, you're going to want to look at Lovin's Stitching, and she is actually working on this. It's the Pageant Kings. It is a big piece. It doesn't show, I don't have the picture, but it does have some pieces that you can pull out of the project. Like here's a little snippet of the project. I'm going to show you this very quickly. So you can see there's like some stuff up here that you could pull out. It's a big chart. Love and Stitching is stitching this, and it's beautiful. But like those are two that they pulled out and made them as ornaments. So I got that $1. I loved her so much. I was like, I'm getting it. I don't know if I'll ever stitch it, but I'll get it. Okay, here's one that we have the manger with the animals up here. Super cute. And like this is from 1995. So I have found a lot of religious ones in older patterns. This was on Stash Unload. Homespun Collectibles is just a Santa. So it was really cheap. Grabbed him. Let's do some more magazines. So this is some 2017 ornaments, some Halloween ornaments. I really like this one, the little house. So what else? Oh, if I can show you this without showing too much. Let me see if I can peek this up here. Look at the werewolf. He's adorable. That's from Sam Sarah Designs. Love that one. Let's see. Here's Ghostly Forest. Who did that one? Primitive Hair. Yeah, so that was a great one that I've picked up. All right, here's another one. Moonlight Lugana Mermaid from Nora Corbett. $1. $1. It was originally published in a magazine, and I bought it. Here's Homespun Angel Wreaths. So you can see the little angels. I thought they were really pretty. This is really cute. I don't know what this is called. Let's see. The Night Before Christmas, I think it's called. I don't know who designed it. It was in Cross Stitcher December 2011. But it's all the reindeer. And they're all in different poses. So I think those would make really cute little ornaments. Let's see. Okay, this one is the Isle of Man, and it is a racing poster. I actually have a framed Pottery Barn piece of art on one of my kids' walls that's almost identical. I just thought that was really cool, very boyish. I bought the jar. For $1, there you go. Okay. This is some more charts that I got. This was my club. No, not a club. Where did I get this? Oh, I got this from 141 Designs because she comes with this. And there is, this is called adorables, the fall. So they have a Christmas one and then they have the fall one. I really like that. I need to get this door frame, but I don't have it yet, but I haven't stitched it yet. So Primitive Hair, Pumpkins in Love. Now this is one that I ordered from Picture This Plus, 123 Stitch a while ago, and it just came into stock. I really love these. I think these would make really great stand-ups. I really like those. We have more of the Crochetta Go-Go, a car, and then over Santa going over the houses. I have some print-off ones. Here they are, that she just released, and I got them as PDFs. So the Nutcracker, you can, or the soldier ones, you could get them as a regular chart. I just went ahead and ordered them. Santa. And this is what really got me to order, was the manger one. Beautiful. I love this one. So those were some great ones I've gotten. Now, printing my own ones, if you go on Lavender and Lace or Told in a Garden, so it is TIAG.com, they have freebies. Because it's a free chart, there is no cover page in the actual chart. I didn't print them off. I can show you the chart because it's a free one. You can go down and download it yourself. They've been on there forever. Like this is a 2005 Angel. This is a 2004 Baby Jesus. And these aren't that big. So that one is 93 by 73. They're not huge. So they have tons and tons of little angels and stuff. Go check out Told in a Garden. Print you off some free charts. They're great. All right. This one I got Paradise Banner for possibly doing as a banner for summer. Thought that was really pretty. That's from Stony Creek. Yeah. I think I've had this out before, but I didn't know if I showed it, so I thought I would show it to you. This was in my stash for some religious ones, and I really, really like this. It is from Design Works. What is it called? Nativity Story. They have a couple different ones. They're really, really pretty. Now, I've not stitched the ones out of this. There was another Nativity one, and I've stitched some of them for my cross stitch boards out of that. I also, here's another Crochet Go-Go. It's a little barn. I also was able to get this book. Now, me and my sister had this book, or my mom had it. We could not find it. I found it on Etsy or eBay, and it was a couple dollars. I went ahead and bought it, so I'd have it. So I've done a lot of them out of this book, but my idea was, this is a Dimensions book, tons of Halloween trick or treat. That's what it's called. I have done the cat. I've done the bat. I've done the ghost. I've done the witch, the scarecrow face, the spider. I've done the haunted house, and I've done Frankenstein. Now, I think he would be a great stand-up for Halloween, stitched. I did them on very small count, like 18 count, I think. Maybe. I'm not sure. They're hanging up, and I meant to bring them over, and I forgot. This is 35 by 66, the Frankenstein. But, like, look at his plaid shirt, which was super fun to stitch when I stitched him the first time. I want to restitch him into a stand-up. So I thought maybe over 2 on an 18 count would make him nice and big. I'll have to do the math. I might have to do him over 2 on 16 count. Wouldn't that be cute? And do a Halloween stand-up for next year? All right, the last 2 things to stash was from Fat Quarter Shop. I'm sure you guys have all seen this. They are cloth keepers. They're the magnets. Fat Quarter Shop came out with their own, and they have little foxes on them. So I bought those. I don't always use these because a lot of stuff I do is small, but it's really nice to have them when you need them. And then I've got this autumn needle minder. I like their needle minders. They hold the needles really well. So that was also in my order. So as you can see, I had tons of stash coming in. That's what happens when my husband leaves me alone in the truck by myself for a while. I shop on my phone and I order stuff. And that's what happens. All right, so what are my plans? What am I going to be working on? I am going to finish up the last ornament for my niece. That will finish up all of my had to do ornaments, so to speak. I would like to continue working on my hometown holiday series. I'd like to finish the one I have, start another one. That would reach my goal. And then I have 2 more for my nativity that I've been doing that I need to finish. My goal was to do 3. I've stitched 1 so far. I've stitched the donkey. This year I was stitching animals. So I don't know if I'm going to get to that or not. It's also been a lot of fun just to pick up like these little charts and stitch them here and there. So I don't want to limit myself or pigeon myself into I have to do. If I get to it and I finish it, I reach my goal. If I didn't, it's okay. It's fine. I will pick up with those projects next year. I have them in their own bag. They go on the shelf and I'll just pick them up and work on them again next year. So I've really enjoyed having a lot of time to stitch, to get these little minis done, to do more ornaments for my tree, which has been a lot of fun to work on. I have to put glue on my butt and sit in the chair and finish. I did some finishing. Now I need to do some more. So that's a goal, is to do more finishing, really push myself, because I have some finished pieces from last year that I didn't get to finish either. So I need to push myself and get that basket weeded down. I have a lot in that basket. So that's what I'm going to continue to do. So I am going this weekend to Raleigh, as I said before, to craft with my girlfriends. They're going to be doing scrapbooking. I'm going to take my stitching because that's easiest for me. I've not really been doing a lot of scrapbooking lately. So I'm thinking I'm going to take the hometown holidays to finish that up. Probably my Prairie schooler to finish that up, because those are blocks of color that I can easily stitch and talk. Plus, if I get done talking, I'll just start another hometown holidays series. That's fine. I'll start another one. So 2 bags should be enough, and that will give me a little bit of variety, and I can sit there and stitch and chat. So I have that. I also just got into the retreat in Asheville. So if you are going to Annabella's retreat in Asheville in November, I think it's November 4th through the 6th, let me know, because I would love to meet everybody in person that I talk to all the time. That would be great. I literally just paid my invoice this morning. So I kind of found out that there was an opening a couple days ago, and I was talking back and forth and waiting for my invoice. I've booked my hotel room really quick because they were kind of running out of rooms. So I went ahead and grabbed a room. Then she sent me the itinerary and said, hey, I'll send you an invoice in a little bit. And I was looking at the itinerary and realized that things start at 8 a.m. on Friday. So I was like, oh, I need to come in on Thursday. Asheville is 2.5 hours from my house, I think, somewhere in there. So I went ahead and called up and added on Thursday night for my stay. We're not 100% sure if I'm going to be able to stay in the same room. They requested that I do. They may have to downgrade me a room or something like that. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's fine. Whatever. So even if I have to pick my stuff up and lug it down the hall the next night, I don't care. It's fine. It's all good. So I do have my room booked. I just paid my invoice this morning. So I have not gotten my retreat piece yet. I'm sure she will be sending that out shortly. I need to look. I would love to stitch it so that I had time to kind of see how Priscilla and Chelsea fully finish it. So I need to look and see if I can work that in. Also, they said that they're going to do an exchange. So I applied for the Facebook group. I believe they have to accept me once I paid my invoice, hopefully today or tomorrow, she'll accept me in the group. And I can kind of see what people are talking about exchanging. I was thinking about doing a Christmas ornament because it'll be November and that way they could put it on the tree. So that's kind of my thought there too. We'll see. Like I said, I literally just paid my invoice this morning. So it kind of popped up. I'm super excited because I tried to get into this retreat when it opened up. I think this retreat sold out in 10 minutes and I didn't get a spot. Which is, I mean, it is what it is, you know, like, okay, I didn't get a spot. But spots opened up and I was able to grab one, paid. So I'm so excited I'm going to be going. So if you're going, leave me a message or reach out on Instagram as an instant message. Let me know. How long are you staying? I think right now I'm planning on staying Thursday through Sunday and leaving like after lunch on Sunday. I think the stitching room closes at 5 and then Sunday night they're going to go over to Biltmore and do the candlelight tour, which is beautiful. If you've never been to Biltmore, never been to Asheville, it is beautiful. I have been to Biltmore a couple of times, so I'm thinking probably won't go. I'll just go ahead and leave after lunch. But we'll see. I mean, I could always change, but that's what I'm thinking we're going to do. So that is super exciting. That will be my first official cross-stitch retreat. I've never been to a cross-stitching retreat before, and I'm super, super excited. So that's on the list to kind of prepare for that. So yeah, what else? There's something else I was going to tell you. And I don't remember because it went in my mind and went out, and that was what happens when you're old. So I don't know. I have no idea. Oh, goodness gracious. It's been a whirlwind. I have come home and I've been doing laundry, and I got most of the laundry done yesterday to catch up. I have a couple loads today I want to do, mainly of like odds and ends that I wanted to get done that I wash separately or something like that. I also want to sweep and mop my floor. So I've got all of this to get done today, but I did want to do a floss tube because it's been a while. Hopefully without trips coming up that I know of, it'll be more settled. Oh, I did try to get, I remembered what I was going to say. I tried to get into the Charlotte Mirabilia retreat that they are hosting. That one is next year, October? That doesn't sound right. I don't remember. It's in 2023. I registered, the link was open for 24 hours, which I thought was a brilliant way to do this. They send the link, everybody signs up. They close it after 24 hours and they would draw names. So like a lottery to get a seat. I think there was over 200 and some people that registered for it. And then I think they said they had 140 seats. So obviously not everybody could go. I did not get a spot. I am on the waiting list. They put everybody on the waiting list. And if a spot opens up, wherever you're at on that waiting list is whether you'll get an offer to go. So it is a possibility. I mean, I don't know. Things happen. Stuff comes up. It's a year from now and people, they have unexpected plans or something pop up and they can't make it. So it's a possibility that I could get into that retreat. You don't have to stitch a Mirabilia, but Nora Corbett is going to be there as a guest. And you just have to have a love for Mirabilia. So I do have 2 Mirabilias going. So I definitely was interested. It would take me 15 minutes to get there from my house. And that's with traffic. So I definitely want to go. So if a spot opens up, I'm going to try to get in. We'll see. I'm not sure if you can still sign up for a waitlist spot or not. That I don't know. There is a Queen City Stitchers retreat that is on Facebook, and you can join that group if you're interested in that retreat, and they post about the retreat in there. I do think they're going to try to do future retreats. I don't know if they're all going to be in the Charlotte area or not. That I don't know. But we'll see. I thought it was a super fair way to do it. When a retreat sells out in 10 minutes, let's say you couldn't get on the internet, let's say you had a meeting at that time, you're kind of crap out of luck. Where this was 24 hours to sign up to register, and then they just pulled names randomly. I thought that was super fair. So if I get in, if a spot opens up, then I'll gladly go. And if it doesn't, well, then I hope everybody that got to go has a wonderful time, and I'll try to go next time. You know, we'll see. So anyhow, that's super exciting. 2 cross-stitch retreats. I've never been to a cross-stitch one. I've been to multiple scrapbooking retreats, but I've never been to a cross-stitch one. So I'm super excited, and we'll see what happens. You know, like I said, I got into one that I certainly didn't think I would get into. I thought that was, you know, no hope at all. So we'll see. Anyhow, this is going long. Sorry about that. Thank you for joining me. If you don't already subscribe, please subscribe. It gives you a notice when I pop up that I have a new video. And thank you for everybody who does subscribe and comes back and comments and all that good stuff. So thank you so much. I do read all of them, and I really, really appreciate it. Thank you for joining me, and I will see you next time.